So welcome back to Mofflight TV. This is continuing coverage of the matchup between OnQ5 and Old Billiard 1. It's set 5 of 9. Winnie Tolentino is flying in with Brian Wroolie. OnQ are level. 2 sets each with Old Billiard 1. Brian having won the light. He's getting to break here in the first. Right, looks like the 1's going to drop. How's his luck? And he's shot on the 2. Well, I don't think it'll pass the 4 in the top left. It may go past the red 3 in the top right. And if you're going to attack, I think that's the shot you go for. Cue ball would probably come close to colliding with the 4, even by that top left pocket. He may be able to negotiate a path behind it and have a shot at the 3, although it looks as though it may be blocked by the 5 in the right centre. Let's see what he plays. He could try and just play safe, of course. But he did go for that corner. There was a collision with the 4. And it looks as though the 6 has just intervened and stopped Winnie from being able to make this 2. But I think he can hit it. But I think he can only hit the either full in the face or the left-hand side of it as he's looking at it. Yeah, so he just tried to play safe. And I'd be tempted to play safe here. You could bank the 2 down the table and use the 5 and 8. And what he's trying to do is go gently and just sneak in behind the 6. A little bit of left English just to try and move the cue ball behind. He has got the hook, but when he's looking at the 1 rail kick to get this 2 in the left centre, that's a good hit. Has left a shot for Brian, but slightly hampered by that 6 pawn. But I think he could have got this. You're probably going to try and draw it back. So depends whether he can actually get his cue to address the bottom of that 2 without jacking up too high. Let's see just how hampered he is. I think he's trying to get the required backspin on. Was to pull that cue ball back between the 3 and 5 to get the 3 in the left centre. And just caught it a bit thin. We lost the cue ball somewhat. But the 2's rolled to a pretty safe position. Good attempt to cut this in past the 4. We'll be playing that with a bit of left English, which should take the cue ball probably 3 rails, somewhere below the 10, maybe back upwards towards the 3. But he's having to think, yeah. Well, inviting you, if you're enjoying the videos that we have here, to please subscribe if you haven't already. And we really would appreciate it if you could share the channel with any of your billiard-loving friends. We're always looking for new subscribers. It does help support the channel. Helps us continue making content like this for you guys. So he did go for the cut, and the 4 actually helped him there because he cut it a little bit too thin, travelling away from the pocket as it rolled along that rail, but the 4 helped guide it in. And he's got quite a nice shape here on this 3 ball. I think he could probably make a combination at the 5 and 8. So, chances to run. Nice stroke. Technically, he could do worse than trying to copy Winnie's technique. He's got a great stance. Nice straight shooter, delivers that cue. Ramrod straight. So he could choose to play across for the 5 down in the bottom right. Got the angle to do so. And it's just rolled a little bit beyond ideal. positioned. I have to try and draw back here to get over to the left-hand side of the table, to the left of the 6, that is, so he can make it in the pocket where his hand is right there. And that is a wrecking shot. Doesn't really be straight. It'll make it a bit harder than if you had a bit of an angle to get down the table for the 7. I think that point on the cushion gives us a clue as to where he envisages the path of that cue ball travelling. Lots and lots of right-hand English, but it may pull up behind the 10. Just didn't quite have enough forward momentum. Hence, when it hit that long rail on the right, it certainly threw itself down table with all the spin, but it wasn't quite enough forward roll to make it over to that left-hand long rail, which is what he was trying. And so, he will be cooking at this. As you can see, there's a match underway on the adjacent table. That's Chris Moore from one of the on-cue teams, playing Matt Servant, who's sitting in that still by the 2 barrels of beer. So, a 1 rail kick, trying to make this 7, the bottom left. Actually played a 2 rail kick, and what a shot he played. And the spin just helped him out there. That was the right hand spin when it hit that knuckle in the pocket, kept it out. That left hand spin, and of course it would have fallen in. Makes the 8 looking good now. Finish his run here by winning this first rack. And he could just follow forward off 1 rail, putting 10 in the bottom left. Yeah, a little bit of check side there, bit of left English. So this 10 ball to get the first rack on the board, and he'll be breaking. Rack 2, ready 1-0. Here we go. Let's see what sort of a break he's got here. Let's hit that 1 ball full square. A lot of pace and a bit of downward striking to get the cue ball to hop up in the air and then stop its momentum with a bit of spin. But nothing dropped, and no shot for Brian, unless he could potentially play the 3 ball. He could call the 3, clip in off the right-hand edge of that 1 ball, make contact with the rail, and then just knock the 3 in. The 1 ball back across to the right-hand side of the table. Doesn't need to hit it too hard. Could keep the cue ball and the yellow ball close together. Unfortunately, that 1 was obviously frozen to the rail. He got the dreaded double kiss and just threw the cue ball away from the 1. So a nice opening for Winnie, and just maybe play this with a little bit of drag and just come off the rail for that 2 in the bottom right. A nice angle, just play for the gap between the 7 and the 8. A little bit of backspin. Doesn't need to draw back too far. It'd be nice. So you've got to cross a bit for the 3, so he's not got too thin of a cut here. Makes it easier to control the cue ball with a slightly thicker cut. And so he's got a choice, and he can follow forward, top and right. Just got to avoid the 9 if he does that. Alternative would have been to play with bottom and left, and you see, it was tough to avoid that 9. and it's not got in such a bad position. The 5's still available. He made the 4 a bit of an awkward cutback. And then, looking at the angle, I think he'd want to put kind of right-hand English. Oh, actually, it's left English, isn't it? Yeah, left English will be running side when it hits that long rail. Yep. And then throws it around the intervals. But he's not going to like the look of this. He needed a bit more juice than that. But it hits it harder. And another 6 inches or a foot of roll, he'd have had a clear shot at the 5. But he's going to kick at this. Try and just find the junction between the... There you go, where his finger was. That short rail and the 5. I have to try and hit that top cushion first, a little. That'll avoid walking himself behind the 9. Need to give it a little bit of a hit, not when it's too slowly. And the 6 is waiting just past that right-hand side pocket, so he would hopefully have a shot right down the rail. Unless the 9 intervenes. And he's just come up a bit short there. Misjudged his kick, not the 9 in. So there's a ball in hand opportunity for Brian now. Yeah, when he's forgetting to move his coin, that's how you keep track of the racks here. You start off with a penny each or a dime under the middle diamond of that short rail, and as you win a rack, you advance it along 1 diamond. So that way you can keep track of what the score is. Obviously, you've got to get to 3 for your opponent. So just a little draw. The cue ball to approach the 6. Well, it could have got a bit closer to it than this. It's still makeable. It's got a nice angle. Nothing, just roll it in, let's say. The rolling cue ball will be fine. But he appears to be going slightly below centre with left-hand spin. Nice shot. There's a whistle straight down the pocket. I think he's finished pretty straight on this. Maybe he's gone slightly below the potting line. Which means the cue ball's natural path goes up and slightly to the right. So he's coming away from the 8 effectively. Well, he could minimise the distance it travels by trying to roll it slowly, or he could play a bit of backspin, maybe try and draw off that longer rail on the right. Let's see, that's what he's doing. No, he's just trying to kill it. Just kill it, and he's got a good angle here. If he can just find a nice clean stroke, nice and smooth, follow forward off that long rail on the left, you should have shape for the 10 in the same pocket. So this to tie up the match. 1 each. Good, but the cue ball's travelling on too far. Yeah, he's lost the wine there. That's sad to see. Probably I had the need for just a trace of the right-hand English, so I might have checked the cue ball and kept it above the 10. We seem to just have a lot of follow. Up there, a lot of top spin. He's just trying to weigh up his options. Well, it's tough with just the 1 ball left if you've not got a shape on it. But I think he may choose to attack here by the right centre. There is a natural line in the centre of that bottom corner pocket where his cue ball is. Through the 2nd diamond on that left hand rail, got the 2nd up from the left corner pocket, which goes straight into that right centre. If he could try and find that point on the rail, he wouldn't be far off. But you see, it just went slightly above the 2nd diamond, and the 10 went slightly above right centre. So that's long, straightish pot. These are the ones that when he's chin and the nails into knock in with great regularity. Here's why you put those hours of practice in, moving that cue action stroke. There it is, smooth and clean. So he's on the hill when he 2-0, breaking the balls. What kind of break has he got here? I didn't hit them full pace. I was probably about 60 or 70%. Got a nice split, but nothing down. And a good opener for Brian. The 2 is a bit difficult. 2-6 makes a nice combo there. Close together and close to the pocket. Fairly straight in line. So I think he plays forward here with top and left English. Comes off 2 rails. Rolls round to the centre of the table, maybe slightly below the centre, hopefully in line with that combination. He seemed to just play with left and no topspin there, but he's okay, a little further away than he might have liked. And the thing with this shot, not about making the 6 as much as where's the 2 going to finish in relation to the cue ball. Will he have a shot? He's got to control 3 balls here. The 6 in the pocket, hold the cue ball, but then the 2, I'm afraid he lost it. He's gone in a real safe position. And it's tricky too, because it's right next to the 10. Will he just come in here to look and see if the 2's frozen? Because of course if it was, I wouldn't be able to just roll up to it. Since it is frozen, I think that's the shot you just play. A little slow roll. And just touch the 2. So it's a bit of a negative safety. It's a containing shot more than anything. You're not seeking to really gain an advantage. You just look at it not giving an advantage away. He's trying to cut thin off this 2. Maybe flick off the 8 as well and get the cue ball away. And he's managed to hide it behind the 5. So now this is a must hit, Brian. And of course if he misses, leaves a ball in hand, game's over, because that 2-10's a wired combo and would not be missed. Pressure on this, especially going this way, because at least a third of the approach to the 2 ball is covered by the 10. Well, if he was too low down this rail, he hits the 10 first. Well, he played with a lot of pace. I'm not sure that was ideally the best thing to do, because it squares up the cue ball a bit and not miss. It's sure to cost him this match. So this combination on the 10 gives Winnie a 3-0 lead, and that puts on Q5. 3-2 lead in the match. So tune into Moth Like again for more from this match coming real soon.